Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the lap down. I am Ryan, and with me tonight we've got Tylor, Jayme, and tonight for the first time here on the lap down, we've got our good buddy Eli as well joining us for the night. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing great. A little
I'm doing
burnt
good.
from the week, doing a little burnt from the weekend, but I'm doing all good.
All right, well, we do have a very full show to get to, so we will go right on into this one. Talking about the first and probably and undoubtedly the heaviest topic of the night. As late was it late model driver? I don't know what.
It was modified.
Modified driver Robbie Brewer down at Bowman Gray Stadium passed away after suffering a heart attack on one of the restarts at Bowman Gray.
Mm-hmm.
So, just wanted to go ahead and make mention of that. Thoughts and prayers going out to the family, and you never want to see that happen to anyone. I mean, it's scary for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone and watched the replay of what happened, but I can't.
Well, why would you want to watch something like that, though?
Exactly. It's the same reason why I don't go back and rewatch stuff like the Dale Earnhardt crash. But, yeah, so wanted to go ahead and make a note of that. Again, thoughts and prayers going out to the Brewer family. On slightly lighter news, but also still a fairly heavy one, we also had a injury in the NASCAR garage this weekend as well. Tyler?
Oh, since I was there, I can explain a little bit more of what happened.
Okay, Tyler, you want to go ahead and explain this thing since you didn't even see it happen?
But I watched the thing. So what happened was, well, congratulations to Connor Zillisch on winning the race. But Connor Zillisch in victory lane, I think he stepped on his window net, I believe is what happened.
Yeah, he was
and lost his footing and crashed down got hurt pretty badly, got a broken collarbone. He just got surgery on it today. The timetable for his return is still unknown, but he is likely to make the playoffs, but he might have to forfeit it anyway because it depends on how many races he misses into the playoffs.
Well, and that decision will have to be made before the first playoff race because if he forfeits his spot, that'll allow somebody else to have a chance to get into that.
Right.
Playoffs. So that'll be a big thing to follow these next 2 weeks as we head down.
Right.
So good thing is that we did see Zillisch at the track in a sling on Sunday, but he seemed to be in good spirits. So at the very least, he seems to be doing okay mentally through this. Although we'll have to wait and see how that potentially takes a toll throughout the recovery process. So hoping for a speedy recovery. Would love to see him return for the playoffs. 6 wins already on the season. He will be a threat for the championship if he is able to recover. So, but
speaking of that same race, there's another pretty rough topic to talk about. Let's talk about Austin Hill. Ryan, go first since you took out your favorite driver.
I mean, Austin Hill, I think it looks a whole lot worse on paper because this was his first race from suspension. I don't think there was any ill will, but Austin Hill, as everybody does, exiting the carousel corner, ran wide and was trying to get back in line before he ran out of pavement.
It was a dumb move. It was a dumb move on his part. It was easily preventable.
Okay. So he came down. He was coming down. He could have potentially lifted. He also had more pavement to wait, but ultimately, I guess thought he had enough room to fall in line behind McDowell and just misjudged the gap, spinning out Michael McDowell and causing what was the final count? A 16-car incident.
Yep, 16. Yep.
So
took almost an hour to clean up.
Yeah, I mean that was a long red flag period. Yeah.
On top of it, it was one of the most violent crashes I've actually seen in person in a long time.
And say probably the most violent wreck McDowell's ever had at that track. Oh wait,
They were at
2014 happened.
Speaking of, they actually showed the replay of that at the track of his 2014 wreck in the same area.
Yeah, they showed
where he went through the guardrail.
Yeah, they showed it on the broadcast too. But yeah, again, as I jokingly saying that, yeah, it probably was the hardest hit McDowell had taken there, aside from 2014 happening.
Jayme, Eli, you guys got anything on the Austin Hill incident with Michael McDowell?
As far as a lot of perspective goes with it, no. Whether if it was intentional or not, I think he is probably one of, I mean, he is the only person that has the answer to that. The previous wreck with him and Amarola at Indy doesn't help the situation any, but I think what really makes it the worst for Austin Hill is the attitude he carries. No matter what the instance is he's involved with, he just has that attitude and that persona that he carries, and I think that's really what's getting
Pissing
him
people off, yeah.
a lot more flack to the situation than what needs to be.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, before Jayme goes, I don't think there was any intent either. It was watching it live. I watched a car nearly go upside down, and I didn't realize it was McDowell that almost went upside down.
Yeah, and just to add one more thing as well before Jayme goes. McDowell actually had an interview after the incident where he was asked about whether or not it would be a penalty-worthy thing, and he pretty much instantly, when he realized that they were asking about a penalty like a race suspension, like what he just served, and he said absolutely not. So I think McDowell, in his own words, defending Austin Hill, or at least saying that, yeah, it wasn't a penalty-worthy move. Still not a smart move by any stretch.
I think it's a monetary fine. I think because he still right rear hooked him, or rear hooked him.
Wait and see. Again,
left rear.
With the Austin would say I don't really know if there's a precedent for hooking because like we've seen moves like that. I most notably think back to, I think it was 2022 with Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott at Darlington when there was a similar misjudging trying to get back in line. And I don't believe Kyle Busch received a fine for that one, so I don't think Austin Hill would get one for this.
It was also in the corner. It wasn't as fast at Darlington when he did it. Like, it was a misjudgment. I think, I mean, no, it might have not been intentional, but Austin Hill knew what he was doing, and he thought he had enough space. It was just just like McDowell said on the radio. Literally what he said after the wreck was over, what a fucking punk ass is what he said.
Yeah.
Jayme, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yay, it's my turn. Okay, so Austin Hill. It ultimately comes down to decision making with this kid. He's not in a spot where he's going to get the benefit of the doubt from the fans.
Oh, hell no.
He's also in a spot where he's not necessarily going to get the benefit of the doubt from the drivers either. But what I mean by decision making, he chose to make this move in the one part of the track where spotters have no idea where their driver is.
It's a high-speed section, too, as well. One of the fastest parts of the track.
Yeah, so thinking that McDowell is going to know that he's there, and at that portion of the track, there's absolutely no chance that McDowell is going to know that, and there should have been no reason to take that chance, knowing that that is a blind spot for the spotters. But on the flip side, was it intentional? No, it was not intentional. I think we've seen our fair share of intentional wrecks as of late, and by those standards, there was no intentional wrecking of McDowell. It was just poor decision making, poor placement on the track, and taking a chance where it was unneeded to take a chance.
One more thing on that race. Like I said, congratulations to Zillisch, and like I said, I'm glad he's okay. Another thing is, speaking of, before we move on, or no, we'll do that later. Also, before we move on to the races, we have a couple breaking news later this week. Caden Honeycutt was released last week from Nice Motorsports, but he's driving Palmar Friesen number 52 while Stuart Friesen recovers, and will be in a playoff truck. Are you thinking he might be signed with Toyota next season?
Definitely. So that's the whole reason he got released in the first place. Was he was released because he already had a contract with a new manufacturer for next year.
High moves up to Xfinity. Honeycutt goes over to Tricon.
Possibly, or Tricon could can one of their other drivers. Like, I would hate to see Giovanni Ruggiero get canned this early in his career.
He did. Or no, the new guy from Nice got cut today as well. The rookie driver, what's his name, from Mexico City, got cut.
That would be the Spire driver who is now driving for Nice, Andres Perez. But I'm talking about Giovanni Ruggiero, though, driving the 17 truck. He would be one that could potentially be going away if we're looking at drivers that would be making room for him. Also, isn't Gus Dean still in the number 5 truck full time for?
I think so. Yeah.
So
I think so. Yeah.
That'd be another driver who was severely underachieved by Toyota standards that could very easily make an opening for the driver there. So I think there's plenty of options. We'll just have to wait for the announcement to know exactly what the scenario will be next year. But yeah, so
I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know if Greg added it, but this is a lawsuit update. I know we're sick of hearing it, but we have another lawsuit update.
Do we have to hear it? Do we?
I'm not going to go into details, but judge decides the demotion on Section 2311 Racing Front Row Motorsports for false statements.
Am I allowed to say something? Like, am I allowed to raise my hand, or how does this work?
Sorry, Eli. Go ahead. So, you want to talk about Kid Honeycutt? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say regarding to your lawsuit statement. I think I probably am like many of the fans at home. Nobody really keeps up with this stuff. I'll be honest. I have maybe read one page of the entire 752. I'd like to drink beer, and I like to watch cars go left and really fast, and I like to watch Kyle Busch win. Other than that, I don't keep up with that. So,
I respect
if there's
that.
anybody else at home that's like me, we empathize.
Raise a glass. Raise a glass.
Okay, I'm done. I'm raising low in the hand there. There you go.
Anyway, you two have anything on Caden Honeycutt before we move on to the SVG news?
Well, I was gonna go ahead and, since you brought him up, talk about Andres Perez real quick, since we were talking the Truck Series free agency. Spire Motorsports announced that they will be downsizing to a 3-truck operation effective immediately. So the 07 truck will be going away, and essentially the 77 will become what the 07 was. Yeah.
And Corey LaJoy will be racing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Corey LaJoy had the 07 for the remainder of the season. So
sorry, Jayme.
Perez no longer has a ride with Spire, but he did pick up the essentially the Caden Honeycutt seat over at Nice Motorsports. They did a little bit of shuffling around, so technically Bailey Curry is in the seat that Caden Honeycutt vacated. It will be a playoff truck. But Andres Perez will still be in the spot that Bailey Curry vacated. So essentially just shuffling some things around in terms of the playoffs, but ultimately it's essentially Andres Perez will be filling Caden Honeycutt's seat. Yeah, it's the long and short of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone want to give some thoughts on that before we move on to the SVG news?
Not really, no. What about you guys?
I'm good.
No, I'm good on that. I think between you and Ryan, you guys summed it up really well. I think it's just a very interesting situation with Nice and how they're handling business, but uh, that's that's not. I don't get paid the big bucks to make these kind of decisions, even if it seems a little wonky to me.
Yeah, it feels very weird that they're because normally NASCAR drivers, even if they announce a new contract in the middle of the season, they usually still finish out the current season with their active team. Really, outside of Spire Motorsports when they made the trade for Justin Haley mid-season, that's really the only time in recent NASCAR memory that we've seen a driver change rides mid-season, and in that situation, they actually already had the landing spots for both drivers ironed out, unlike in the Caden Honeycutt and Andres Perez situations where, especially with Caden Honeycutt, he was released with no real clear plan as to what he was going to do to race the remainder of the season, and the 52 had already been filled for that week, so he had to piece together something.
I was so hoping Bell was going to win this weekend, honestly. But anyway, continue on. We got SVG signed the contract extension. I believe. Did they say how many years on the extension or no? It was just a multi-year, I think.
Yeah, I think it said multi-year, so that would typically be a 2-year with a third-year option on, I would assume, the team's front. But regardless, I assume that this contract will basically ensure that SVG can continue to take up his mantle as the road course king here, which got even more solidified this weekend. And yeah, he'll be able to go ahead and continue to race for race wins and potential round of 12 and round of 8 playoff berths for a couple of years while he figures out this whole oval racing thing.
Yeah, looking at the contract details, it only states that the deal secures SVG's future in NASCAR at least at the bare minimum through 2027. So we're guaranteed at least 2 more years of SVG dominance on the road courses, and if he gets better on ovals, then I might agree with Justin Marks saying that they have stolen upon themselves one of the biggest superstars in all of racing.
Yeah, if he can figure out the ovals, he will be insanely dangerous and a real potential championship contender. I mean, I know a lot of people probably don't want to talk about him as a championship contender, especially not right now where his oval racing is way off. But I am curious to see how far he does go this year with just the sheer amount of playoff points he's going to have. I don't.
Because I think he's.
The big thing is going to be if he can get through the round of 12, the round of 16, because the round of 16 has 3 ovals.
I think his best bet for an oval is probably Gateway, honestly.
Well, good thing is Gateway's in that first round, but.
Eli, what's your thoughts on the SVG contract extension? What are your thoughts on SVG as a driver, just in your perspective?
So after the race Sunday, I did torture myself by watching Watkins Glen, which I have a whole array of opinions on that race, but I'm not going to touch on that.
Oh,
right
I do
now.
Too.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we start recapping the actual race itself.
I think SVG has a lot of talent. And after he won on Sunday, I said, well, I'm going to get on Facebook here and see what all the comments are about on these posts because they never fail. They're always interesting. And you see a lot of stuff, about figuring out ovals, which I agree, and him being a one-trick pony. And that's something I can say I don't really agree with. When Chase Elliott was dominant at road courses, granted, don't get me wrong, he was good at ovals. He was good at other places SVG's not great at right now. We didn't hear that phrase being thrown around. So I think just because someone's dominant somewhere, I don't think just in one category, I just don't see how you can throw that term in there. As far as him, being a favorite driver or anything for me like that, I don't see him as anything in that form or fashion. But the hate that SVG's getting, I think a lot of that stems from this is a controversial statement, but I think it stems from a lot of that Hendrick core. I really do.
Yeah,
for the
and
road
Can I add
course-
something onto that?
No, go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it also stems like because people just want to hate people because they win, and it's just like they'd hate seeing them win. It's like I get it. He's a damn good road course racer. I have high respect for him, and I really like him as a driver. He's a class act. And I see why the fans don't like it. They didn't like Jeff Gordon back in the day on the Super Speedway. Same with Dale Jr. Jimmy Johnson winning 5 straight championships. Drivers hated Jimmy too. People hated Jimmy too. It's the cycle continues. Once you have a dominant driver, people are always going to hate them because they're always winning.
In this scenario, Tyler, I do not think that it's a form of hate towards him because of like that scenario. The thing about SVG, and I was listening to quite a few different podcasts this week, and one person said this really well. If you were to take SVG's name out of the equation, and you hit insert driver name here that is not SVG in a rookie season, we would be saying this guy is having the greatest rookie season that we've ever seen.
Right.
But because it's SVG, because he has dominated the road courses, people are not accepting I'm going to put it this way, and I don't like using this word lightly, the greatness that we've seen out of SVG. Yes, he has to learn ovals, but this dude is clear head, shoulders, and torso over everybody else on road courses.
The only other person who could touch him is Connor Zillisch, honestly, like on the road courses.
And guess what? Come 2027, how nasty is Trackhouse going to be when you have Melon Man, Connor Zillisch, and SVG all on the same team year round?
It's going to be absurd.
Nasty team. But yeah, I mean, I think again, I'll give my 2 cents here on the whole SVG of it all. I think the big thing is that just looking at sheerly the stats, like if we look at a driver who has 4 wins on a season in a rookie season, by any metric, that is an incredible rookie season. But I think
regardless of its record courses.
Yeah, I will say though, I do think it does need to be taken with a grain of salt. The fact that it is. I mean, we'd be saying this. We said the same thing about Kyle Larson back in the day when he had his breakout season, winning 4 straight races on the 2-mile tracks. Okay, he's good at the 2-mile tracks. Can he race any of the other track types? Now, obviously, we'd seen some speed out of him at some of the other ovals, but that's the closest comparison I can think to him. But just with how different SVG's speed is between when he's racing a road course versus when he races an oval, it's just night and day the difference.
Actually, I have a better comparison, Ryan.
All right.
Dale Jr.'s stretch at Talladega from, I believe, 2001 to 2003.
Well, you and I were both still in diapers at that point, so do you remember or know something specifically about that? Because I don't remember much from back then.
I think it was 6 straight. Junior won 6 straight at Talladega, I believe. I think it was either 5 or 6 straight, if I remember correctly. 4. It was 4.
Yeah,
that's the
record.
It's still absolutely absurd, and it's like he's matching Hall of Fame level talent. I think Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart were the last 2 to win 4 in a row. Well, actually, no, Chase Elliott, Jeff Gordon, and I believe Tony Stewart were the last ones to do it on the oval.
But the difference
on road course
is we're talking about dominance over years. SVG has just been beating the brakes off of people all season long. because of the increase of road course races on the schedule.
How old is SBG?
36.
36, something like that.
Yep, 36.
So, yeah, he's definitely much older than the prototypical 18, 19-year-old Cup Series rookies that we've kind of been accustomed to.
But I think it's time to start getting into the race weekend, Ryan.
Yep. So we kind of talked a little bit about a couple of the races, but we'll start. We'll start with talking about the Truck Series race specifically, because that was the first race of the weekend.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, and I honestly don't think I could mention much notable from it outside of the fact that Corey Heim won it, and we had a whole host of cautions in the second half to the point where that race felt like it took forever.
Yeah, I mean the caution fell at a good time because he made a dumb mistake on track that cost him a lot of time. To where if it stayed green, he was not getting that win.
Yeah. So does anyone else want to talk about anything else specifically from the truck race? Because I feel like just the sheer number of cautions was really the only storyline I can remember.
Eli, did you catch the truck race at all?
I caught the overtimes or whatever it was. I didn't.
I think I'm one of the only ones who watched the entire truck race, besides Ryan.
All right, go ahead, Tylor. Give us your points.
Now the truck race was good. Like it was like boring towards the first two stages, but once it got to the end of the race, that's when all hell broke loose. And I was rooting for Christopher Bell to win that race because that would have been awesome. Now the problem is Corey Heim led almost 60. I think Corey Heim led almost 60 laps that race, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Corey Heim led a lot of laps.
And I don't think the truck. And another thing is like, just like we'll get there with the Xfinity race, but I think a lot of it was just the fact that like people were getting over aggressive, trying to, and also a new restart zone. If you guys didn't know about that, and would you guys? But the new restart zone actually played a huge factor in how the overtimes and stuff played out because of the chaos.
Oh yeah, I mean, I personally loved the new restart zone for it. I thought it made the racing better because you're not getting just a bunch of people getting taken out in that first turn.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, just go ahead.
When it comes to the new restart zone, I felt like I do like how it kind of spaced people out before turn one, but I feel like it kind of had the opposite effect where we then had people kind of sliding each other right towards that fence as you're exiting that final corner after the restart zone, which is already a treacherous corner when the field is somewhat spaced out. So the fact that the field was all bunched up like that, it was definitely different. I think it'll take some getting used to, but I think if they keep it there, I think it will start to feel normal.
I think they should.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Not only that, it was like really cool to watch drivers go 3, 2, and 3 wide off the corner, and it was off of 7, and it was actually really cool to watch. Actually.
Yeah, and then the other thing being a little bit weird is that this is now the only track, I believe, where you're able to pop out of line before you hit the start-finish line.
Yep, yeah. That was a new rule this weekend as well. Yeah. Once you get out of the box, you can move wherever the hell you want.
Yeah, which again just feels weird to see a rule like that is only in effect for this one track. considering it's a significant penalty if it happens anywhere else. I remember back in, I think it was 2017, Martin Truex Jr. got hit with a penalty for changing lanes at Kansas. Ended up costing him he had to do a pass-through penalty under green flag racing at Kansas, which, I mean, that's essentially close to a full lap penalty for what is now a legal move at Watkins Glen. So
they're thinking about implementing that at longer with road courses that have longer straightaways with tighter corners going down into one. They're thinking about doing the same thing at Chicago when it comes back.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see how it ends up working again. I think in practice, if you give it enough, if you keep the rule consistent, it'll feel normal for Watkins Glen. But again, it's one of those things where if they keep it consistent, which is it just me, or do I feel like we say that about almost everything with NASCAR? Is if they keep it consistent, which
you're 100% right on that.
There were some missed calls in all three races, but we'll get to that later.
Yep. So, moving promptly on to the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. This one I did not get to watch as much of, as I was just completely exhausted from work, so I just came home. Sat on the couch, watched a decent chunk of the race, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. I did get to see obviously Michael McDowell getting taken out by Austin Hill, which we already talked a little bit about. But anyone got any other things that they wanted to talk about the Xfinity race that don't involve Austin Hill?
I'll let those two go first.
Eli, you want to go first?
Since I saw it in person, I will let you guys go first.
I watched the entire race. I mean, I thought it was a really solid race overall. There was passing, there was chaos at times. I mean, I really just thought it was an overall solid race. There's not really a whole lot to take away from that race other than Austin Hill and SPG and Zillisch. But I mean, I really thought it was a good race overall. I enjoyed it.
There was a lot of comers and goers. Go ahead, Jayme. Do you have anything on it?
Yeah, I mean, Connor Zillisch is kind of given like the SPG treatment in the Xfinity Series, except with Zillisch, he can beat you on ovals, he can beat you on road courses. But he was definitely like, I know that he had that unfortunate situation with SPG during the race, which kind of took SPG out of the equation. But aside from that, like, Zillisch was definitely a man among men during that race, just better than everybody.
All right. So Eli already gave his thoughts. Jayme, now Tylor.
I thought overall it was honestly the best race of the entire weekend, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
I would agree. It was a really good race. I thought it was very solid. It was great racing. Like, there was a lot of passing, a lot of comers and goers, there was a lot more tire fall off in the Xfinity race than there was in the Trucker Cup race.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree on that.
But I want to talk a little bit about the SPG incident with Connor Zillisch. That was a fantastic battle. I think Connor Zillisch overdrove the corner a little bit, and it was both of their fault. I actually think the incident's both their faults. And again, they were just racing hard, didn't give really each other much room, and it's a racing incident. But you should have heard the crowd like at the track when that happened.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, it was everybody gasped. like all in unison.
Yeah, I assume it was probably a similar gas to what we had at Pocono when Larson blew that tire.
Yep, similar. But like I said, that was honestly, there was fantastic side by side battles. There was honestly, if both Connor Zillisch and SVG were beatable. They were not the fastest cars, actually, believe it or not.
Who was?
Justin Allgaier, believe it or not, Justin Allgaier, and I believe who else was it? I think it was Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier were actually slightly faster in the long run.
McDowell was pretty quick too if he could just avoid Austin Hill.
Now, watching that wreck live was one of the craziest things I've seen since David Reutimmann's flip at Flip in 2011. That's just me, though.
All right. So yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Also, there was a couple missed calls they should have called cautions for in the Xfinity race. That's one of my biggest gripes about the Xfinity race.
Yeah, well, deciding when to call caution and when not to call caution feels like that's been the story of the year. Because I mean, going back to the all the way back to the duels at Daytona with deciding whether or not to throw cautions, then not throwing a caution at the end of the 500. I mean, that goes all the way back around full circle.
Now, like the last thing on the Xfinity race, like I said, great race, fantastic battles. But I just wish the Cup race would do more things. But let's move on to the Cup race, which honestly was probably the most boring race of the year. If not, probably the most boring race ever of a NASCAR race, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
I don't know about most boring ever.
I took a good nap during that race.
I
have fallen asleep with it as soon as the first stage had ended, and I woke up with 8 to go.
Oh, I almost fell asleep at the track.
All right.
It was like that bad. But Eli, you got anything on it?
No, I think y'all have done a really good job at summarizing everything, to be honest.
Well, what do you have? Like, what's your thoughts on the race? Like, this is time. It's time to talk the next gen, right? Now, next gen Cup car. It's like,
okay,
that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, now I get what you're saying. I didn't like it. There's so much criticism, and I'm not really sure who and what and where you should be mad at, but I know that there needs to be changes. I'm not an engineer. I really don't know where you need to make the changes. I have ideas, but something has to change. Something has to give. And if it doesn't give, that's concerning.
What's your ideas? Like, if it was you, what changes would you make? I'm curious.
Like I said, I'm not an engineer. I've never claimed to be an engineer, but I think a lot of this just stems down to the way it was overall designed. I think there's a lot of flaws with this next gen car, but with Watkins Glen, in previous years, and I'm not a big road course guy. I think I reiterated that earlier. I said I like to watch people go left. But Watkins Glen was one of those tracks I always really look forward to on the road course side of it. And the fact that I can turn on this race and then just want to go to sleep, just want to turn it off is a problem. I like I said, I'm not an engineer, but this car is flawed. It's severely flawed. It has it. I mean, it has its pros. I'm not going to say it doesn't have its pros, but there needs to be change, and there needs to be real change, because if there's not, then there's no change at all.
What was it, Tyler, that you had posted earlier that the NASCAR one of the NASCAR VPs said?
Oh, what was it? No, I think it might have been Greg, honestly. Either me or Greg, I don't remember. I don't remember, honestly, because
what was it? I can find the message real quick.
I think it was either me or Greg. I know one of us sent it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it was about.
It was Greg that sent it. So Elton Sawyer, the senior vice president of NASCAR, was questioned about the performance of the next gen car on road courses, and he said, and I quote, "I think we've got a product that is good, but as we said last week, we're always looking to make our product better."
Hit the soundbite.
1 to 10, we'll go round robin, starting with Ryan. Where would you rank this next gen car when it comes to road courses?
When it comes to road courses specifically,
yes,
like
road courses
3
specifically.
or 4, probably a 3.
Wow, you were on fucking crack with that high.
Give your reason.
Well, that was a statement.
I mean, I won't say that it doesn't do anything good, because I don't think we can just completely look at this race and ignore the fact that last year's Watkins Glen race happened on the same car and say that it's entirely the car's problem. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need to change the car. Hence, I still gave it a 3 out of 10. But yeah, I don't think that the car is. I don't think the car is completely incapable of any level of excitement.
You, Ryan, Jayme, hit the soundbite.
Oh, I need to hit the button.
Yep. You need to lay off that nose candy, my guy.
Give us your rating, Tyler.
Negative 1,000 out of 10. No, actually, just kidding. It's like a 1 out of 10. It's put maybe like 1 or 2 good. I would not even say good. I would probably say decent, not barn burners. Yeah, it's had some good finishes on the road courses, like last year, Brian said.
Yeah, last year's race, honestly, start to finish, was actually really great.
It was a good race. It was also later in the year, too. It was cooler, and the track was cooler. It was in the playoffs, too, as well, so there was a lot more implications as well. But my personal opinion, being there live, this car absolutely fucking sucks. It fucking sucks on road courses. It sucks on short tracks. It sucks on super speedways. It's great on intermediates. The track that we wanted to get rid of in the mid-2010s. That's the best part about this. They fixed the problem that we had in the mid-2010s with shit racing on the intermediates. But fucked up all the other tracks that were actually good.
And honestly, I don't think the intermediate racing in the late 2010s especially was really all that terrible.
It was dog shit.
I disagree with
the 550 horsepower fucking was absolutely fucking awful.
I'm talking about like 2015 to 2018.
It was still dog shit. It was single file, 200 mile an hour. That was 750 horsepower. The dirty air was dog shit. The best years of the next Gen 6 car was 2014. There's no going back. High downforce, high power. That was some great racing. That was the only good year. My personal opinion, that was the only good year of the Gen 6 era, in my personal opinion.
All right. I think we might need that sound clip again.
Yeah, sorry, Tyler. Like, I am way against you on this, so you get it.
I'm not finished though, but
we're gonna go to Eli. We're gonna go to Eli.
Let's let him finish. All
right. Let me finish. Now, like I said, the increased horsepower coming next year, I don't think is going to help solve the problem. Because dirty air sucks. There's no tire fall off at the road courses. Well, actually, there was actually quite a bit of tire fall off at the Chicago street course, but that was a street course. But there was no tire fall off. And I think they need to adjust the gearing and add, they need, like, the more horsepower will help. Don't get me wrong. But adding more horsepower is not going to fix the dirty air issue. It's just going to amplify it because the cars are going to be going faster in the draft. The draft and behind people in the wake of the draft.
It'll fix their ARCA problem where their ARCA cars are faster than the Cup cars.
Oh, don't get me started on that this weekend. The ARCA cars, actually speaking of, for the second week in a row, the ARCA Menard Series drivers were faster than the Cup and Xfinity this week. By over a second and a half.
But now we're going to let Eli get his point in.
Go ahead, Eli.
Okay, well, I don't really agree with you, Tyler, on about 95% of what you said, but that's okay. We can agree to disagree.
We have our own opinions.
Exactly. A personal piece of advice too. I don't think I would apply for a job either in NASCAR marketing. I think that one kind of just did you in on that one. Now, on to the.
I'm not mad at that.
To the question. Well, I'm just being honest. I just don't see that as a good career for you. Maybe try engineering.
I'm going to stick as a taxi driver.
Yeah, that might be better. Now to the give it a rating part, I would say 4.5. My reasoning for 4.5 is because not all road course races have been bad. They haven't been great, but not all of them have been that bad. But Tyler, this is the one part I did agree with him. I'll give credit where it's due. Short tracks are not good. They're terrible. Super speedways, that's even sadder. And now road courses. It goes back to what I said before. You know, we need change and we need real change because if there is no real change, then there is no change whatsoever. So I'm gonna go with 4.5. Now you can press your button there or clap for me. I don't know how that works, but that button was cool. I do like the button. So
I'm just saying I'm excited in a couple weeks. I get to go to Daytona. Yeah, I get to go to Daytona, and one of my favorite things is that I get to finally see in person what we like to hear on TV all the time.
Slide job.
But my opinion on the next gen car, road courses, all the other tracks, like road course racing needs improvement. Like, yes, we've had a couple of close finishes, but it definitely needs improvement. The dirty air thing, valid, very valid. We've all talked about cars just can't move in the dirty air. But so from a road course racing, I give it a 4 as well. So Ryan, Eli, me, we're all kind of on the same page there. But as a whole, I would argue that I would probably give this car a 6 as a whole because of all of the photo finishes that we have had the past couple of years.
Okay, I have a question. You can continue though. I'll ask it after.
No, you're good. Go ahead. What's your question?
Would you say this car is better than the Gen 6 car?
No.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I saw Ryan shake his head there, so we're on the same page there.
So, real quick, I just want to give my 2 cents on what I think NASCAR needs to do. I think they need to attempt to try and make a car that is absolutely terrible everywhere, because every time they go and make a major adjustment to the car, they always seem to fail at whatever they specifically set out with the goal. When they introduced the 550 horsepower package, it was supposed to make the intermediates more Daytona-like, and, well, it just killed it kind of killed the intermediates down the stretch of the Gen 6 car from 2019, 2020, and 2021. Then they went and made this brand new car that was supposed to be revolutionary and designed to try and help short tracks and road courses. And they have utterly failed at the short tracks and road courses aspect. So it's like, okay, I don't know what you need to focus on, but focus on something super unimportant so that you can mess that up and get everything else right, hopefully. Because I don't really know, because I think similar to what a lot of people have said, I don't know that the horsepower will be a one-stop shop to fix everything. I think it will be a step in the right direction, but ultimately I think it will take a fairly lengthy overhaul, and that is just not something that will happen overnight. And I think we all probably got a chance to hear about Kyle Petty's quote, which the initial quote definitely was out of touch, but I think he later recanted on Twitter, or at least added in that it was more so about enjoying what we have because it won't be a quick fix. Because, yeah, I don't think there's any outside of potentially upping the horsepower to, I don't think there's any real quick fix that we can expect within the next, honestly, the next 36 months.
No, I agree with what you said right there, Ryan. But let's go ahead and just knock out our green flags, black flags, even though I feel like this entire podcast so far has been nothing but a giant black flag to Watkins Glen. But
I've got a green flag specifically picked out, so.
Yeah, so just for Eli and everybody else that's listening, green flags and black flags, this is how it works. You will give a green flag for something that you really liked about the race, and then a black flag for something that you really did not like about the race. And this is about over the weekend, not just one race. So take your pick from the truck race to Xfinity race to the Cup race. If you watched F1, IndyCar, if they happen to be racing on the same weekend, those would be qualified for as well. But typically we keep it around NASCAR. So Ryan, I'll let you go ahead and start.
All right, so obviously we've mentioned quite a few black flag candidates. I feel like a lot of them are going to get called out. So I will go ahead and I will actually give a little bit of I'll go ahead and give the black flag to something that we briefly touched on, but the fact that the ARCA car was actually faster than the Cup car again this week is a embarrassing stat that the young drivers, including 15-year-old Tanner McKee, was able to go ahead and qualify over a second faster than SVG and Ryan Blaney on the Cup Series side of things. Again, we said it last week, and it is no less embarrassing today than it was a week ago. So, yeah, it is not exactly what I think anybody in the Cup Series field has got to be looking for. But when it comes to the green flag, and I'm gonna give this one, full-heartedly, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Lee Diffie in the broadcast booth, because that broadcast booth really does do a very good job at helping make a boring race more watchable. And I've seen a lot of people giving Lee Diffie a lot of hate this week, and yeah, he does not deserve any bit of it.
I agree.
So who's next? Tyler?
Actually, my green flag is to how many fans actually showed up for the entire weekend. I was impressed with the turnout for all four races, honestly. It was nearly sold. It was, I think there was maybe 100 seats left total for the Cup race. It was nearly sold out for the Xfinity, and there was a good chunk for the truck race. It was really nice to see.
Yep.
The ARCA race even had quite a few people too. But I personally, I'm not going to go for the low-hanging fruit, honestly. My black flag, honestly, is actually that is a low hanging fruit. Never mind. My black flag is just like the inconsistent calls with NASCAR this weekend. It was probably one of the worst inconsistencies in a while they've had. Good calls they should have made. They were late on there was so many yellows they should have called, especially in the truck race. There should have been a lot more yellows because there was a lot more people. There was quite a couple people stuck. They got out, but they should have called a caution because he was stuck for more than half a lap.
Yeah, well, and again, that's been the thing at road courses, though, is that NASCAR has been actually somewhat, I'll give it to them, they've been fairly consistent on being extremely stubborn to not throw the yellow very quickly at the road courses to try and maximize the green flag racing time.
Before we move on to Eli, I have another green flag. Willpower breaking through and winning at Portland.
Yep.
That was actually one of the things I was debating about mentioning as my black flag. Just the way that the Fox kind of handled the coverage of a champion and race winning, because I feel like there was almost no coverage of Willpower actually winning the race, and all the attention was all on Alex Palou winning the
Palou, yeah.
Which, I mean, again, it's a big accomplishment. 3 championships in a row. Absolutely deserves some focus, but I feel like they really did power dirty with the lack of attention. But yeah, that was one of the
Jayme, actually, let's let Eli go.
Yep.
Eli, what's your green flag and black flag of the weekend?
All right, I'm glad you asked me here. I've been sitting here thinking about this. All right, so my green flag for the weekend, I like the word green flag pretty good. Green flag is going to be the person who won the cup race, deserved to win the cup race. I like it when somebody goes out there, puts on a total ass-kicking performance. Oh, wait, was I supposed to say that?
It's fine.
Okay, we can edit that out. We got software for that. We got Google. So I'm glad that person won. SVG deserved it, and he won. I'm glad we didn't have some late nonsense go down that knocked him out of that. My black flag for the race is the paint schemes this weekend were god awful. And I've seen some bad paint schemes before. And, I try to just not watch them. But every time I saw that 38 come around the track in that Long John Silver's car, that was god awful.
That car was pretty ugly. That car was.
I actually quite like the Long John car.
Listen, I'm down here in the heart of the South, all right? And nobody goes to the Long John Silvers. Listen, you go down to the Long John Silvers.
It is a fact, yeah.
Well, you can have a crap business with a great paint scheme.
That is a terrible paint scheme. It reminded me of the smell of fish flying around the track. It looked stupid. I didn't like it. It sucked. I don't want to see it back out on the track. It probably will be back on the track, but I don't want to see it back out on the track. The paint schemes suck.
At least Kyle Busch was racing your favorite Kyle Busch paint scheme of the year.
I hate that paint scheme too, but that's subject for later.
I thought Bubba's scheme was actually pretty freaking cool.
I didn't like Bubba's either because it looked like a pink stress ball flying around the track, and I did not like it. And I like Bubba's paint scheme. I like that Chumba Casino one. Chumba Casino's pretty daggone cool.
Chumba Casino is nice.
I like winning money. I love winning money on the Chumba now. I don't like watching a pink stress ball fly around the track. Ran over.
All right. Jayme, I think you were last for the green flags, black flags.
Yep. So my green flag actually goes to the TV production. The camera angle that they had going through the what was it, like the S turns, where it was on the
the
what do you call it? What's the name of that camera?
What corner are we talking about?
Are you talking about like the back cam down the back straightaway and through the bus stop?
Yes.
Yeah, the back cam.
That is a cool camera.
Yeah, seeing those, they said that thing was going at 100 miles an hour trying to keep up with those cars, and how they were able to keep it still, and it was just a fluent like video package that I could see, like literally just seeing those cars like beating the brakes off of each other and turtle hopping and getting on 2 wheels, and it was just a smooth picture that was moving with the cars. That was by far one of the coolest things that I've seen. Any thoughts on that real quick before I go to my black flag?
No.
I thought that was pretty freaking cool seeing it because they had it on the TV broadcast at the race. It was actually really freaking cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I think the TV broadcast-wise actually did a really good job this weekend at elevating what was a lackluster product on track.
Yeah, and I know we kind of had a little bit of criticism with the meshing of the personalities from talking last week. I think they did a lot better job this week. They seemed more in sync. They seemed fluent. There wasn't anything out of pocket with them. Black flag. I mean, I kind of said it earlier. It was it's no discredit to SVG for completely dominating that race, but it was just so boring that I felt I had fallen asleep, and I could have cared less if I fell asleep.
Yeah, and just to clarify on the on something that I feel like because a lot of us have been talking about how SVG dominated, but I mean even SVG when on even tires in that first stage couldn't do anything from second place to pass Blaney in the set. But once we started getting some alternate tire strategies, and credit to Goodyear for bringing a really good tire that wore out throughout the race and allowed for multiple different tire strategies. But whenever you were on even tires, even SVG could not make a pass from second to first.
Yeah. And then that kind of goes with what we've been talking about the car, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the tires being in a factor like that was cool. See tire fall off, and the ones who weren't really good at road course racing and wearing on those tires, they obviously dropped to the back, and the ones that were good were pulling away. But with that being said, we are now looking forward to short track racing, boys. We're going out to Richmond.
I got the wheel ready. All right, let's see who goes first. Jayme, you are first.
Okay. Let's see here.
I am. Do we want to add Eli onto this pick or no?
Yeah, add Eli on them.
Yeah, so Eli can at least make a pick.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Eli,
that's okay.
This is where we go, and Tyler's going to spin a wheel, and we're going to pick our driver on who's going to win the race.
All right.
Who'd you say, Jayme?
I just said add him and then respin.
Oh, I'll add you back then. Okay, respinning. No, I'm not gonna go first. I'm gonna respin that.
Nope. You go first. You spun it.
Yeah, Tyler, you got it. You're going first.
I actually am going to take. I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin. All right.
With the menace.
Next up. Jayme, you're up now.
Well, thankfully, it didn't change my pick because I am going with Kyle Larson. I think he finally gets back to his winning ways.
Okay, I respect that. Eli, you're up.
I think Tyler Reddick gets it done.
Tyler Reddick? Okay.
That's a sneaky good
pick. Just for shits and giggles. And you're up, Brian.
All right. Well, after my very safe pick bombed at Watkins Glen with Chase Elliott, anyone got any criticisms to say before I go and take Chase Elliott again and make him finish outside the top 20?
I think
We make a note of that, so I don't bet on that.
Because I know we have a lot of. I know we got 2 Chase Elliott fans out here that probably don't want me to go ahead and curse their boy again.
I'm just saying, Ryan, you're trying to keep a points lead for the regular.
Oh, I know. That's what I was trying to do by picking the safe pick and the guy who hadn't finished outside the top 20 all year, and then he goes and runs no better than 21st all day. Literally, that was my whole reasoning for why I picked Chase Elliott last week, was because he hadn't had a finish outside the top 20 all season long.
Yeah.
So is that your pick? Is that your pick?
No, I'm taking Byron.
Okay.
He won the last time they raced a short track, a very similar track at Iowa. I'm hoping that some of that will rub off on Richmond.
All right, I just sent those
for Liberty University as well.
All right, now it's time for Jayme's trivia.
Yeah, last part of the show. Let's see if we can get some bonus points by beating Jayme's trivia.
Yep, this is the part of the show where I dig deep into the track, into the years and the little history, and I come up with a question that is designed to make your brains tingle a little bit and see if you can overcome the questionnaires and not get stumped. So, in today's trivia question for Richmond. Oh, and by the way, Eli, there is no allowance of Google or use of your phone for trivia.
All right, good deal.
So, we are going back a little ways, not too long, but a little ways into the year of 2012.
Okay.
Oh, no, Spingate was the year after. Never mind. I was going to say Spingate year.
Yep, so we're going to the spring race of 2012, where Kyle Busch took the checkered flag from starting 5th. But even though he took the checkered flag, he did not lead the most laps in that race. Who led the most laps in that race?
Ooh.
I think I actually know. I swear I have not used my phone, but I think I know because I'm pretty sure he dominated the race.
So how this usually works is I will call on each of you. You will give
Okay.
me your answer. I will not tell you if you are correct until the
Are we-
very end.
All right.
Are we doing how many laps they led, or just who led the most?
We'll do a bonus of the laps if you want to go that route, and we'll do it within 10.
How many total laps was that Richmond race? Was it a 400 lap?
400.
400. 400. Yep.
Yep. So we'll do it within 10 laps.
All right.
So we'll go with Tylor first.
Ooh.
For those who are listening, very
Oh, come back to me.
No, you're up. You gotta make a choice.
I mean, I'm kind of curious to hear what Eli has to say since he sounded so confident.
I know. I'm making him go last.
I'm gonna have to go with Jeff Gordon with 294 laps led.
294 and Jeff Gordon. All right, Ryan.
I'm also gonna say Jeff Gordon. I'm gonna say he led, let's say, 250 laps.
Right, Ryan's also going Gordon with 250. All right, Eli.
Denny Hamlin, 197.
Fuck, I think it was.
All right, so nobody got the driver,
Okay,
but
wow.
Eli got within 10. So this driver.
It was Dale.
This driver had led 206 laps of 400 laps. and he did not.
It was Dale Jr., wasn't it?
It is actually one of Ryan's favorite drivers, Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that race. Wow.
I thought it was Denny.
That
Wow.
I actually thought it was I was actually going back and forth between Denny and Jeff Gordon, honestly.
Yeah. Let's just be honest, though. Us Carl Edwards fans were not exactly too thrilled in the spring of 2012. And if you need any further explanation, think back to November of 2011 and how that ended.
Yeah. But you guys' picks of Jeff Gordon, he actually finished a lap down all the way back in 23rd position. So
yeah, I knew he led a lot of laps in that time frame. I just didn't remember if that was a specific race that he was good at or not. Clearly not.
Yeah, nope.
So Edwards leading 206 laps. Wow.
Yep, and Dale
Gibbs was really good at the short tracks in that time frame. Honestly,
wait, how many did Junior lead?
Short tracks.
What's that?
How many did Junior lead?
So Dale Jr. did not lead any laps, but he finished second behind Kyle Busch.
Junior was on his resurgence in 2012 too, as well.
Yep.
One of the last resurgences he had in his career.
Hey, calm down there, sir.
Am I wrong?
All right, guys. I think that is it for tonight. Thanks you guys for watching tonight. Give a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for when we're live next podcast. Thank you to all our sponsors tonight. Thank you to Circle B Diecast. Link down below. $5 off. Use the link below off your next purchase. Also, thanks to all our other sponsors, Smack and Sunflower Seeds, Raw Nutrition, Fubo TV, Duke Cannon Sunflower Seeds, Sleeps. Also, thank you to all our Alkali Project for the intro and outro music, as well as check out all our other podcasts, Lap Down, obviously Lap Down, Passing the Pigskin, which just started last Thursday. Where a new episode will be up this upcoming Thursday. Hard Count, which is back this Saturday at 8 o'clock. Dirt and Turf Friday. Biscuits and Penalties. Handed Down Beatdown. And the Handed Down Bench, where we talk around a lot of random nonsense.
And
thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Oh, thank you, Eli, for coming in tonight.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
But for
until next time, guys.
Me, we'll see you guys next week, and let's put the pedal to the metal. Deuces.
You'll see me in a banana suit next week.
Oh,
deuces.
Me and Ryan might be fighting after his closing comments about Junior, but that's that.